Thought I would do the mum tag video. So I've got the questions here on my phone and I'll just get straight into it. So question 1, how old were you when you had your first child? I am 34 and my baby son is nearly 16 weeks old, so 34. What was the hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months? There's a couple of things. I would say the weight gain was hard. It was really hard to see your body change. I put on quite a lot of weight and a lot of it was fluid, so the physical aspect was quite hard. The tiredness was hard, but then you think about how tired you are when you have the baby, and who cares if you're tired when you don't have a child, because you can just go to sleep. And people's opinions, I guess, about your weight and what you look like weren't that easy, so yeah. Can you think of any good things you enjoyed during those 9 months? So I guess the easiest one is feeling your baby kicking inside you. That was absolutely amazing, and I loved that. It was a wonderful feeling. Having the ultrasounds and checkups I enjoyed, getting to hear his heartbeat and check in. What else? I guess I enjoyed preparing like baby room and figuring out the stuff that we need. No, that's a lie, that was a headache. Number 4, in your opinion, were all the things you heard about childbirth accurate or way off? So obviously you hear everyone say it's horrendous. Yes, it was horrendous. I can't really think of anything that wasn't accurate about that. So yeah. Number 5, would you have handled childbirth differently if you could redo it? I would say no. I had a really tough labour. My son his head was pointing the wrong way and we didn't know that, and when I was trying to push him out, and then he had to be vacuumed out, and that kind of didn't work for a long time either, so no drugs either. So it was a really tough labour and I handled it the best way that I could, and so I don't think there's any other way that I could do it. I guess the only other thing I would do would be get to the hospital a bit sooner. What would be your advice for someone who is about to have a baby? I would say go on a baby moon. Go on a baby moon. What has been the hardest thing about being a mum? Easy for me to answer that. The hardest thing for me has been dealing with difficulty getting my son to sleep in the day. I took for granted that babies just go and have their naps. My little guy is quite difficult to get down, and that makes my days difficult. I kind of imagined that I would always have a few spare hours in the day to do my own thing around the house, but at the moment I start every day not knowing if I'm going to have that or not. It is getting better, but it's not been easy. So that's been the hardest for sure. And the anxiety as well. So I was saying to my husband the other day, I've never felt so anxious for such a long period of time without a break. And it's all about the sleep for me. But I'm hopeful that it'll keep getting better. What has been the most rewarding thing about being a mum? His smiles, hands down. Every time he smiles and we know he's happy, it feels amazing. What was the most surprising thing you discovered about being a mum? I would say how much it brings you closer to people that you don't know. So when you go to the shops and just out in public, people are just so, like, they just want to talk to you. They just want to talk to you and see your baby and talk about your baby. And it also brings you closer to your friends that have already had children, and you finally understand what it means to be a mum, where you couldn't possibly have understood before. So the next question, what is the best memory you have involving your child? Well, he's only young, but hands down the best memory was the first time he smiled. And what is the worst thing my child has ever done? Okay, let's see. Oh yes, the first day that my husband went back to work and I was all by myself, he did so many consecutive massive poos. Do you share any similarities with your child, both physical and personality? So personality pretty much hard to say right now, although my mum says I was kind of a cryy, difficult baby. So physically, apparently we have the same kind of shaped eyes, I've been told, but that would be about all we can tell at the moment. Where would you like your child to be in 10 years? Well, he will be 10, so I hope he'll still be living with me, and I'm not exactly sure where that will be. What is something that having a child has taught you? Oh gosh, okay. That's a big one. I guess that being a parent is really hard. And it teaches me about the sacrifices that my parents made for me. It's taught me what unconditional love means. He wouldn't be here without us. And he's innocent. He's totally innocent, and he's bred by his environment and his genes and experiences. So you can understand unconditional love for this little human and whatever experiences he is to go through in life. Did you imagine that you'd be a mum at the age that you became a mum? Yes, I guess I thought maybe it would have been a little bit sooner, but yeah. How have you changed as a person since becoming a mum? I think even though at the moment I feel more anxious, I think it will probably help mellow me as a person, because I can appreciate what so many others have been through, because this is the hardest job in the world. So that's it. That was the 20 mum tag questions. I hope you enjoyed this and got something out of it and found it a little bit amusing. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.
It's
Cool.
thanks, mate.
Hi, darling. Hi, Jed. How old are you, Jed? Correct.
That's right, 4 months old. Yes.
Gonna do a roll? Look.
Roll over.
You want to?
Roll over.
I'm just gonna lean. You're so close. Oh yeah.
Keep going. Yeah. You could roll over here if you like.
Yeah. Keep going, buddy.
Go, Judy. Go,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah, yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
Keep going, darling.
Yeah. Keep going, mate.
Yeah!
Good work, Jetty. Good
Excellent.
boy.
So well
Well
done,
done, mate.